internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Got it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. RP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over SWIFT one day?
Well,
and really, this is quite a unique opportunity in history. So payment systems have evolved over hundreds of years. But I think the emergence of digital platforms and digital transactions and their adoption on a huge scale by billions of people, we have a moment in history to think about this and to think about the privacy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right in today's video. As you guys heard that intro, that was indeed David Rennie from the Digital Pound Foundation. And shout out to Cypress for finding that little gem. But if you guys don't recall, Ripple joined the Digital Pound Foundation back in 2021, designing a path for a CBDC forward future. And then they went on to say the implementation of a CBDC alongside other forms of digital money will ensure the UK's place in the emerging global digital landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. You guys are in for a wild ride because this time next year, oh boy, this is a very, very important video, okay? Market dump incoming, hold cash on side. This is a fake out. I'm currently waiting on the next drop. And I said, keep in mind this time next year, many retail will be priced out of crypto. And this is coming from the IMF and the FSB, which we're going to get into. They're implementing everything right now. It is underway. And then we're going to get into BlackRock, and it's very, very scary. I'm going to present to you guys on why BlackRock is controlling the crypto market right now, and they're buying in cheap. I got a presentation for you guys. If you guys want to skip to it, go for it. But this is the most important part of the video. IMF, FSB implementation, the synthesis paper that we went over. Take a listen to this. The IMF will prepare an outreach program, including through its regional training centers, to promote awareness and implementation of IMF and FSB work on crypto assets. Leveraging on its extensive membership and network across continents, the IMF will develop a program to promote the IMF and FSB recommendation for a comprehensive policy framework for crypto assets. And then they're going to reassess this, okay? And then this is the roadmap. As you guys could see, the implementations are happening as we speak. And then they're going to touch back 8 to 12 months and reevaluate everything and see how everything is going. So that is why the whole ETF delaying is happening right now, because it's the jurisdiction, the laws, they're just not there yet. And that is why we have Gary Gensler on the record talking like this in today's hearing.
If they were to live up to the investor protection built into their current laws, it would help investors. But right now, unfortunately, there's significant non-compliance, and it's a field which is rife with fraud, abuse, and misconduct.
And I don't think you guys understand how big this whole IMF and FSB and why I talk about this so much. And if you guys have been watching my past videos, if this is the first video you're watching, go watch my previous last 3 videos. Okay, they're very, very important, very detailed, and highly recommended. The IMF is huge. There's about 195 countries. Okay, so that's what we know. Okay, that's what we know. And out of that, the IMF has 190 countries with them. Okay, take a look at this list. We got the whole alphabet going here, okay? This is crazy. And that's why when we go back to the paper and they talk about the whole implementation and they're doing the outreach, this is who? Everybody's on board. And Ripple, ladies and gentlemen, is the key. Like, the Ripple is the final layer. It is their go-to infrastructure that are gonna be based on this. It's so big. And then they're using Bitcoin as a little safe haven for their prop up. Okay, take a listen to this. Okay, so Coinbase, BlackRock are working together. We know that. The markets are right now doing whatever. It's going to come down. Okay, we could all expect that. And we know we have SEC insiders saying the ETFs are going to get approved. Obviously, it's going to get approved. Of course it's going to get approved. And that is why, if it wasn't getting approved, Coinbase wouldn't have been selected by BlackRock to handle their trading and custody via Coinbase Prime. Okay? I'm going to break everything down. You guys are going to have an aha moment in a second. Okay? They need the price of Bitcoin low. It just benefits them. And they could do that because they got trillions of dollars. And the reason why I say this time next year is the Bitcoin halving is coming up and it's in 203 days. The Bitcoin ETF, ladies and gentlemen, is being approved and they're all going to get approved at the same time. It logically doesn't make sense for one ETF to get approved and for the other not to. It's going to get approved. They're all going to get approved. We're going to see a massive pump. The halving is going to have an impact on that as well. And then it's absolutely game over. And take a look at this presentation that we have here. When a company is looking to start a Bitcoin ETF, the price at which they acquire Bitcoin assets can be a significant factor. Key points to keep in mind: regulatory approval, custody and security, and liquidity. And we talked about Coinbase for custody. Again, folks, this is just scratching the surface. There's so much more information. I'm just trying to keep it at not a long video. Regulatory approval. The company must navigate the regulatory landscape in the jurisdictions where they plan to launch the ETF. And that's why Gary Gensler, the SEC, they're all delaying it. You got to realize the SEC is run by BlackRock. BlackRock pays off the SEC. Give me a break. Custody and security. Ensuring the security and custody of the Bitcoin holdings is crucial. Companies may choose to work with reputable custodians to safeguard the assets. And that's why we have Ripple acquiring, Matico, and then there's going to be a lot of custodians, and Ripple is set. I call Ripple the next, JP Morgan, the next Wells Fargo. They're going to be much bigger than these banks. And that's why the banks are so scared of Ripple. Liquidity. Liquidity is important for ETFs. If the company buys a large amount of Bitcoin at once, it could potentially move the market and impact the purchase price. And this is when it gets approved, right? So right now it's not approved. So if it was approved and BlackRock went in with a hefty amount, you're going to see that. But also keep in mind, when the Bitcoin ETFs get approved, BlackRock is already accumulating. We know that. But we will still see that big movement because BlackRock could play the whole side where saying, oh, we didn't own any, we just bought it right now. Just like when Elon Musk tweeted saying, he's all in on Bitcoin, he bought Bitcoin, skyrocketed. BlackRock is currently buying Bitcoin before they launched the ETF. Many companies and financial institutions have purchased Bitcoin to hold in their portfolios or as a part of their investment strategies. So let's look at this from a BlackRock perspective. Lower cost basis, improved profit margins, competitive advantage, risk mitigation, and long-term growth. These are all the perks in buying Bitcoin cheap. Manipulate the price, bring it down, buy it up slowly because you don't want to see a huge spike, right? Lower cost basis allows for the purchase of a larger Bitcoin holding for the same investment amount. Increases the ETF's exposure to Bitcoin, potentially boosting asset under management. Improved profit margins. Lower purchases leading to improved profit margins for the ETF, of course. Higher assets under management resulting from lower cost can lead to increased fee income for BlackRock. Wow, that is just, these guys are just, it's absolutely crazy what's happening behind the scenes right now. Competitive advantage enables BlackRock to offer an ETF with a more competitive expense ratio attracts a large investor base, leading to a higher asset under management and a stronger market position. Risk mitigation helps mitigate downside risk in case of Bitcoin price decline post-purchase. Lower cost basis reduces potential losses for BlackRock. Long-term growth positions BlackRock to benefit for potential long-term appreciation of Bitcoin. Growth in Bitcoin's value enhances the company's overall financial performance. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see what's playing out here? The most valuable company out there, BlackRock, is, I got facepalm going right now, okay? We got BlackRock accumulating Bitcoin at these prices. They're never, ever gonna see a loss in this. These guys are gonna make so much money. It's gonna 10x from here. Folks, Bitcoin is it's here for a while. It's gonna go to 100K, it's gonna go to 200K, it's gonna go to 300K. We all have to live with that. And XRP is still gonna do its magic. It's gonna go to 10, 20, 30, 40, 100. It's gonna happen, okay? But keep in mind, like, Bitcoin's gonna be here for a while. It's gonna be here for a while until the next blockchain downfall or something, like long from here, okay? We'll all be dead, but when that happens. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you guys want to support the channel, we got the XRP pendant with chain, customize it. And if you guys use the code 24, you get a free XRP LED card or light, but you need to add the XRP LED card or to your cart and then apply 24 at checkout to receive this free. Okay, so you got to add both of these. Make sure you customize this. You got to go hit full details and write whatever you guys want, like, you know, SEC sucks or whatever. Whenever you guys bought or got into XRP and, you know, looking back on it 5 years from now saying, wow, I purchased XRP back in 2017. It's engraved on the pendant. It's really cool to look at in the future. With that being said, I do appreciate every single one of you guys, and we'll be back with another video.
We started building RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch.
I think what we're building has, you know, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.